You compare yourself to others not because you're curious. You do it because it's easier than choosing. While you watch someone get there, get promoted, buy the place, move, find themselves, your brain grabs a convenient excuse. Don't decide who you are or what you want. You call it inspiration, but really it's a test. Am I okay or not? And you don't take that test once. You take it again and again until the quiet inside isn't relief, it's just exhaustion. By the end of the video, you'll see why the crowd on the screen so easily becomes your compass, why that compass always trembles and lies, and what you're actually measuring when you just keep scrolling. 2 a.m., almost dark. You're at a desk scattered with cords, receipts, an open tab with something important and long forgotten, an uncapped pen, dust in the corner. Your phone glows blue, slicing a cold line across your cheek. Your pupils turn into jittery little flashlights because each new frame flares and then is gone. A quiet, almost irritating ping, and your fingers move on autopilot. Outside, rain taps a fine staccato on the window, and somewhere distant, a subway hums low like a thread under the floor. The room smells like the bitterness of burnt coffee and wet fabric. A chipped mug nicks your lip with cool glaze. The coffee tastes faintly sour, and your wool hoodie has rubbed your forearms until the skin remembers a soft, static prickle. And it's not just night or just the feed. The same thing happens in the morning at work when you open a chat and, before you answer, check who's posted first, who's faster, who seems surer. It's there in gatherings with friends when you tell a story and scan the room to see if someone's life sounds richer. Weekend plans, choosing not what you want, but what looks like other people's. Relationships, measuring not warmth, but how close it is to the picture of right love. Even solo choices, study or not, quit or stay, text first or stay quiet, your brain still pulls up an invisible shop window and turns you to face it. Inside, it feels like navigation. You're checking a map. Where am I compared to others? Am I lagging, too slow, ridiculous? And there's a strange economy to it. If the crowd points a direction, you don't have to figure out what fits. Risk fades because risk only exists where the choice is yours. If everyone's doing it, responsibility seems to spread thin across other people's lives. The problem is that map isn't fixed. It's alive, twitchy, crooked. You don't see everyone, only who the algorithm serves and who you're able to notice. Your eyes snag on the bright, and your brain pretends bright equals normal. You're not holding the whole landscape of reality, just a curated set of frames that conveniently add up to one conclusion. You need to be faster, higher, denser. The more you check, the truer that scale feels. You feed it attention, and it starts to sound like law, even though it's just noise dressed up as feeds, stories, casual conversations, and other people's resumes.
That creates a second trap. Comparison doesn't produce a finishable result. You can't catch the crowd because the crowd never stands still. Today, you find someone younger and more successful. Tomorrow, someone calmer and freer. The day after, someone prettier, with a brighter house, closer friends, a clearer career path. Each time your brain gets what it wants, an alarm and the illusion of direction. The alarm sharpens you, the direction soothes for a few minutes. Then the ping, the blue flash on your skin, the tiny sting, I'm not there. If you look closely at that fatigue, there's another detail. You're not just looking at others. You pick who counts as others. The same person can be a stranger example or mean nothing. Some faces, words, achievements hit you like a button from the past. Not all of them, specific ones that resemble something you once decided was right. Here's a quiet shift people miss. The crowd on the screen isn't an outside crowd. It's a chorus made of your past selves and early ideals that settled into your head as standards. Childhood, you must be smart. Teen years, you must be noticed. Other people, don't let them down. Family, be useful. School, an A equals a person. A B is almost. A few tossed-off lines stayed lodged deeper than they should have. You scroll and it feels like you're testing not them, but the you from back then.
So, did you become who you promised? Did you live up? Did you not embarrass yourself? That's why comparison gets sticky. You're arguing not with strangers, but with a version of yourself stitched from expectations, fear, and hope, handed to you as the only option. When you see someone else win, it turns into evidence against you, not because it's true, but because it looks like that old checklist no one really wrote, but everyone treats as required. Your body reacts predictably. Shoulders lift and stay uncomfortable. Your jaw tightens though you're not angry. You take another sip. The mug cools your lip. The coffee returns you to the moment for a second. And then the screen pulls you back. The hoodie rustles against your skin, leaving that dry irritation. You keep going because stopping means no outward motion, and then you'd hear how empty the space is where your own decision should be. The saddest thing isn't that you feel envy. Envy is at least alive. The saddest thing is that you give the right to judge your life to people who don't live it and don't pay its cost. You take other people's bright frames and use them like a ruler that changes every second and will always show you come up short, because it wasn't made to measure you, it was made to hold your attention. The rain keeps tapping, the subway keeps its low pull, the phone keeps blinking. You can put it down and feel the dark even out, the air smelling of wet fabric and burnt coffee without blue light on your face. And there's a simple thing people usually don't say out loud. This isn't about other people. It's about your dependence on outside approval and an old deal with yourself where worth has to be earned, not just had.